Heartland fans, get ready. Something big just happened. Amber Marshall, the heart of the show, has finally spoken, and what she said has sent waves of joy across the Heartland community. If you thought season 18 was emotional, wait until you hear what's coming next. Amber Marshall isn't just another actress. For millions of Heartland fans, she is the show. Since 2007, she's brought Amy Fleming to life on screen, strong, compassionate, and deeply connected to horses and the Orgia people she loves. Over the years, Amber has become more than a character. She's become part of the family for viewers around the world. Whether you started watching with your parents, discovered the show during lockdown, or have never missed an episode since. The beginning. There's one thing every fan agrees on. Heartland wouldn't be Heartland without Amber Marshall. What makes Amber so special isn't just her performance. It's how real she is, both on and off camera. She lives on a ranch in Alberta, just like her character, and she's deeply involved in animal care, farming, and community life. That connection between Amber and Amy isn't just acting, it's real, and fans can feel it in every scene. When she talks about horses, family, or overcoming hard times, it never feels fake. That's why people care so much about her and the stories she tells. Over the years, we've watched Amy grow up. We've seen her fall in love, face heartbreak, raise a daughter, and continue running the family ranch. All along, Amber Marshall has stayed committed to the role and to the fans who have supported her. She's been there through every season, every twist, and every emotional moment that left us with tears or hope. And even though other characters have come and gone, some in ways that broke our hearts, Amber has remained the steady force. She's the bridge between the show's early seasons and its new chapters. That's why when she shares news about the future of the show, it means something. It's not just a press release. It's a message from someone who truly cares. So, before we dive into what Amber just revealed, it's important to understand this. She's not only the lead actor, she's the voice of Heartland. She's someone who knows what this show means to people because it means the same to her. And when she says something huge is coming, we all stop and listen. Up next, we're going to break down exactly what Amber Marshall said in her surprise message to fans, and why season 19 might just be one of the most emotional chapters yet. If you're anything like most Heartland fans, the final moments of season 18 probably left you sitting in silence, staring at the screen, thinking, wait, did that really just happen? Heartland has always been about quiet strength, the kind that lives in whispered conversations, long rides on horseback, and the way a family holds each other together when everything else seems to be falling apart. And season 18 was no exception. In fact, it may have been one of the most emotionally charged seasons in recent memory. From the first episode, there was a shift. Amy wasn't just rebuilding the ranch, she was rebuilding herself. After everything she's gone through, the loss of Ty, the pressure of raising Lindy on her own, and keeping the ranch running, season 18 gave us a version of Amy who was both softer and stronger than ever before. She wasn't chasing big answers. She was learning to live with the questions. Then there was Lou, whose personal and political life kept twisting in ways no one expected. Fans watched as she tried to balance being a mother, a mayor, and maybe, just maybe, someone who deserves to be loved for who she is, not just what she does. There were conversations this season that cut deep, ones that felt like they were written from real life, not a script. And let's not forget Jack, our rock, our cowboy philosopher. In season 18, we saw him more vulnerable than usual, especially when it came to his past. There were flashbacks, regrets, and moments where it felt like he was finally letting go of things he'd held onto for decades. And through it all, Lisa was right by his side, steady, graceful, and strong in that quiet way only she can be. But the real surprise this season came in the form of change. Not the dramatic kind you see in other shows, but the slow, powerful kind that Heartland does best. The kind where a fence being repaired or a barn being rebuilt means more than words can say. And somewhere in all that, fans started asking, is this the beginning of something new? Or the end of something old? Season 18 gave us signs, tiny ones, that something big was coming. Amy's long rides into the hills, Lou's uncertain heart, Jack's reflective silence, and Lindy, growing up fast, beginning to ask questions of her own. There was a sense that the ranch, the people, even the land itself was preparing for a new chapter, a turning point. So when the season ended, with that final lingering shot and no clear answers, it wasn't just a cliffhanger. It was a message. Stay tuned, the story's not over yet. And now, thanks to Amber Marshall, we finally know that message meant exactly what we hoped. Season 19 is coming. And based on what's been said so far, it might change Heartland forever. Coming up next, we'll dive into Amber Marshall's official announcement, where she said it, how she said it, and what it means for the future of the show. It didn't come in a fancy press release, no red carpet, no dramatic teaser, just a woman standing under a wide Alberta sky, a soft breeze in her hair, and a quiet smile that said more than words ever could. Amber Marshall, calm, grounded, and as genuine as ever, took to social media with the kind of announcement that doesn't just break news. It breaks the internet. There she was, standing on her real-life ranch, the same kind of land that mirrors the world of Heartland. She held her phone like she's done 100 times before, but this time, her words carried the weight of something fans had been hoping for. I've got some news for you. Heartland Season 19 is officially happening. Simple, direct. But for fans who have followed this journey for nearly 2 decades, it was enough to send a tidal wave of emotion across every corner of the fandom. Amber didn't just confirm the news, she shared it with warmth, like a letter from an old friend. She thanked the fans for sticking by the show, for believing in its values, and for making Heartland one of the longest-running family dramas in television history. Her voice didn't need to shout. It didn't have to sell you anything. It just felt right, and that's what makes it special. She didn't tease drama or hint at explosions or chaos. Instead, she spoke about growth, about healing, about how the next season would be a continuation of the journey Heartland has always promised, one of love, resilience, and the deep roots of family. Amber also hinted at what it means personally. She talked about how much this world means to her, how close she is to the people on set, and how proud she is to step back into Amy's boots. She said it's not just acting, it's a life she lives every day. And in that moment, fans weren't watching a celebrity. They were hearing from Amy Fleming herself, the reaction online, massive. Within hours, hashtags like Cheer Heartland Season 19 and Cheer Amber Marshall started trending. Fans from Canada to Australia flooded the comment sections with everything from emotional thank yous to predictions about what the new season might bring. Some even shared how the show helped them through tough times, how Amy's strength became their own, how Jack's wisdom gave them guidance. Amber didn't just confirm a new season, she reawakened a global community. And let's not forget, this isn't just any new season. Season 19 is a milestone, 19 seasons of storytelling, growth, and deep emotional connection. In an era when most shows fade after a few years, Heartland has held on, not with shock value, but with honesty. And this announcement feels like a promise that there's still more of that honesty to come. So yes, it's official. Season 19 is coming. Amber Marshall said it herself, and if you listen closely, you can almost hear the gates of the Heartland ranch creaking open again. Coming up next, what could Season 19 actually look like? Returning characters, new storylines, and the emotional arcs that just might change everything. If you think you know what's coming next for Amy, Jack, Lou, and the rest of the Heartland crew, think again. Season 19 isn't just going to pick up where we left off. It's going to challenge everything we thought we knew about these characters, their relationships, and the future of the ranch. As Amber Marshall hinted in her announcement, Season 19 will dive deeper into the things that matter most: family, legacy, and the choices that define us. But there's something else she let slip, something that got fans buzzing like never before. She talked about new beginnings. What exactly does that mean? For starters, it could mean new faces at the ranch. There's been talk of fresh talent joining the crew, perhaps a new character who shakes things up in ways we didn't see coming. Someone who challenges the status quo of the Heartland family. Maybe a new ranch hand who's been through their own hardships and is ready to start over. Or perhaps a character we already know, but who has taken a step into the unknown, ready to bring new challenges to the table. But it's not just about new characters. It's about new chapters. Take Amy, for example. Over the last 18 seasons, we've watched her grow, grieve, love, and overcome. But season 19 promises to be the season where Amy must confront her own future, not just the past she's been holding on to. What does she want now? As a mother, as a partner, as a person who has carried the weight of so much for so long, this season might finally give her the chance to explore a new chapter of her own life. Maybe it's time for Amy to focus less on saving everyone else and more on saving herself. Jack and Lisa? Their relationship is stronger than ever, but what happens when they're both forced to face parts of their past that they've long avoided? Jack's quiet wisdom has guided so many of the characters, but will the ranch's rock finally have to lean on someone else? Fans have been waiting for Jack to show a little vulnerability, and season 19 may just give us those moments. Jack might have to come to terms with some of his older regrets while stepping into a more open, compassionate version of himself. And Lisa? Her role will become even more pivotal as she continues to show how strength and love can coexist, even when the odds are against you. And Lou? We can't forget about Lou. As the show's backbone, she's always held things together, but in season 19, we might see her truly break. Not in the sense that everything falls apart, but in the sense that Lou might finally crack open a little more. Her role as the mayor, the mother, the sister, the friend, she carries so many hats. But how long can she carry them all without burning out? We may see her face difficult decisions that force her to choose between her public life and her private life, between the future she's fighting for and the family she's already built. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Lindy, Amy's daughter, the light of the ranch, is no longer the little girl we once knew. She's growing up fast, and as she becomes more aware of the world around her, we might witness a turning point in her character. Will she follow in her mother's footsteps or forge a path entirely of her own? Her relationship with Amy will continue to evolve, and the dynamic between mother and daughter will likely be tested in ways that feel real and raw. One thing's for sure, season 19 will push everyone to ask big questions. What happens when the safety net of family isn't enough? What happens when you're forced to choose between the life you've always known and the life you want to build? For the Heartland family, these aren't just hypothetical questions. They're the stakes of every decision they make. While we don't have all the details yet, one thing we can count on is that Heartland will stay true to its roots. The show isn't about the drama of the moment. It's about real emotions. It's about characters you feel like you've known your whole life. It's about the kind of storytelling that takes you back to simpler times and pulls you through the hardest moments of life. So, whether it's the return of old friends, the arrival of new faces, or the heart-wrenching choices that will shake, the foundation of the ranch, season 19, will be a season you won't want to miss. One thing's for certain, there are still plenty of untold stories on the horizon, and as we wait for the first episode to air, fans everywhere are doing what they do best: speculating. What will happen next? Will Amy find peace? Will Jack and Lisa finally confront the past together? What surprises will the writers have up their sleeves? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, we're in for a ride that will keep us glued to our screens and to our hearts. Because when it comes to Heartland, it's not just about what happens next. It's about how it makes us feel. And there you have it, Heartland fans, season 19 is officially on the way, and with it comes an exciting new chapter for the beloved characters we've grown to love like family. Amber Marshall's announcement is just the beginning, and we can already feel the excitement building. As we move forward, it's clear that the story of Heartland is far from over. In fact, it might just be about to get even more incredible. But here's the real question. What do you think is coming next? What do you hope to see in season 19? Will Amy finally find peace after everything she's been through? Will Jack and Lisa's bond grow even stronger? And what about Lou? Will she find balance between her political life and her family? The possibilities are endless, and we want to hear your thoughts. The Heartland fandom is unlike any other, and now's the time for all of us to come together and share our predictions, hopes, and excitement for the upcoming season. The comments section below is where the magic happens. Drop a comment, share your thoughts, and let's talk all things Heartland. Do you have theories about what the future holds for the ranch? Or maybe there's a character arc you've been dying to see? We're all ears. And while you're at it, don't forget to hit that like button if you're as excited as we are for Season 19 to arrive. Your support means the world, and it helps us continue creating content that brings you all the latest updates on the show. Plus, if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the perfect time. We'll be keeping you in the loop with everything Heartland related, news, updates, and behind-the-scenes content you won't want to miss. But it doesn't stop there, be sure to turn on the notification bell so you'll be the first to know whenever we release new content about Heartland, the cast, and all the exciting developments as Season 19 approaches. Trust us, you won't want to miss a single update. One last thing. Thank you. Thank you for being part of this incredible journey. Heartland has touched so many lives, and we're beyond excited to experience what comes next with each and every one of you. Whether you've been a fan since the beginning or just discovered the show recently, you're a vital part of this family. We can't wait to see how the Heartland story continues to unfold. So, let's raise a glass, or maybe a coffee mug. To Season 19, here's to the adventures, the laughs, the tears, and all the unforgettable moments still to come. Stay tuned, and until next time, keep your heart in Heartland.